What is up, YouTube? How are you today? I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know in one of my last videos I said that might be the last video I make for 2023, but here we are, And we got a knife unboxing for you guys. So I'm really excited about this one. This comes to us from Knives Plus. They are absolutely excellent. Wicked fast shipping, everything. And one of these knives I've had before. I've traded it, sold it, everything. So one is not new to this channel. The other one is new to this channel, which I'm excited about. Not that I'm not excited about the other one. I'll get into more on a different, possibly different video why. So the first one is the Benchmade Bug Out. I know. I actually sold all of my Benchmades. And there are reasons why I have sold them. And there are many more reasons and benefits why I decided to get one again. I actually really want to try putting on some G10 scales possibly on this. And I also wanted the S30V because so I was on a debate between going with either the S90V1 or the aluminum scales with the M390, or getting the Worksharp Special Edition, which is in 20CV with yellow grivery, whatever you want to call them, scales. But the thing is, though, is that, in my opinion, Benchmade does a fairly decent job with S30V. Just in my opinion. I like their S30V. I think it's the edge retention on it, I think, is great. And honestly, I have other 20CV knives. As you can see here, this is in 20CV, which it says it right. CPM. There it is, CPM 20CV. I have other 20CV knives. So as far as like needing a 20CV knife, I have one. As far as needing something with M4, I have one, or S90V, I have one. And edge retention, I've come to realize, isn't everything when it comes to a knife. Obviously geometry is a huge part of it, but also just ease of use, ease of sharpening, those make a huge difference too. And just something about, I like the axis lock, I like the thin blade on this, the thin blade stock, I like the ergonomics, I like how thin it is, I love the lightweightness of it. I'll get, one day I'll do an actual official review on the Benchmade Bug Out. I've done, fakes, I've done the what was it, the modifying the bug out and stuff like that. But I'll do an 100% official review because I've owned a few of these over the years, even different versions in 20CV and stuff like that. And I've always had a love-hate for these, but you know what? This one's not going to go anywhere. But the other knife I'm actually really excited about, and not that I'm not excited about this one, but the other knife I'm really excited about is this one. And the reason why is this actually has a steel that I am not very familiar with. And you're going to be like, what? Are you kidding me? And the thing is, though, is that where I came from in knives and to where I am now in knives, when I came from in knives, you had 420 HC with Buck, because when I grew up, that was it, my dad is my dad, but, we grew up, Buck knives, maybe a Spyderco was like the top echelon, but, Buck knives was all the way, Gerber, stuff like that, stuff that, and maybe you went to the Army Navy store and you found that MK, or was it MT, or M-Tech. So that's what it was, M-Tech, or you find some other tactical looking knife and stuff like that. So, and then when I got back into knives, because I kind of got out of knives for a while and just kind of stopped caring. And then when I got back into knives, obviously the bug out was fairly a new knife, and all the rage, and it still is all the rage. But this one, which you could see here, it is a Penguin. It has ball bearings. Um, but this one actually is in 154 CM. And you think, oh, well, but like I said, I'm realizing nowadays that I am not, ooh, that's nice. That is definitely nice. You got the 154 CM. Now, I had that other QSP for a little while. It was the full size version, which was a great knife, but it was a little, okay, believe it or not, I have really large hands. I have extra large hands, and I like smaller knives. This has a 4-inch handle, around just over a 3-inch blade, 154 cm, and it's full titanium frame lock. And I didn't really realize I liked smaller knives around this size, or even this is the biggest I like to go, and as you could tell, it's not much bigger than that. But for a little bit, I actually owned 2 McNeese knives, which those are a long story. You know what? We got a little bit of time. It's nighttime. My kids are all in bed. Everyone's in bed. It's just me. I had 2 McNeese knives. I had the 3-inch version, and then I had the 3.5-inch version. The 3-inch version, when I got it, the tip was actually kind of busted on it, and I didn't realize it was busted. I bought it secondhand, so that wasn't anything to do with McNeese. There's nothing to do with him. It was a secondhand, but I ended up trying to get it back to as sharp as I could. Anyways, I ended up selling it to another YouTuber, and he blasted me on my sharpening skills and how it was terrible and all this stuff. And I was like, really? I was like, that's not very nice. I told you, and I even gave him a discount on it. I tried to get what I paid for it, honestly, which didn't happen. I ended up losing money on it, which is fine. And it wasn't like I was asking for an outrageous amount of money either. I'm not one of those that's like, hey, let me buy this for $100 and sell it for $5. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to sell it for as the same amount of money as I got it. Anyways, but because I got the 3.5-inch version, that's why I sold the 3-inch version. And then when I had the 3.5-inch version, I actually didn't like it. I ended up liking the 3-inch version better, but I already sold it and I didn't have it anymore. It was something in the ergonomics. It was something in how I held the knife. It was something with the frame lock, because with the larger knives, sometimes my fingers push on the frame lock, and even with this, I feel like I don't have to adjust at all. It just opens, and I'm really looking forward to trying 154 CM. Some people say it's their favorite steel, or one of their favorite steels. I guess it's a more stainless version of D2. From the specs that I've read, it's a more stainless version of D2. The edge retention is very similar. Edge retention, actually, I guess, is not that far behind S30V. It's a slightly bit tougher, slightly easier to sharpen, stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm excited to try out a 154 CM knife. I'm excited to try out this QSP. I think QSP does make some great knives. I know they're made in China, which, I mean, I have only one other Chinese made knife, which is the Wii. And not that I don't like WE knives. I think WE knives are great. I mean, the Sakashi that I have is definitely a great knife. It's a little more of a gentlemanly knife. But the thing is, though, is that every WE knife, in my opinion, has this flipper tab, and it's like, okay, I get it. You know, people want something fidgety, and it's like, you know, you want that, whatever. But you know, I'm not the biggest flipper tab guy, as you could tell by the two knives that I use the most around my house are these two, my two Spydercos. If I need to do a lot of slicing, I go for my S90V. If I need to do a lot of harder stuff, like there was one day we have a little sand pit in the back for my kids, so I literally was using this to open up sand pit. There's sand, you know, the bags as play sand and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, and they're lockbacks. You know, I'm not a fidgety knife kind of guy. You know, I want a knife that is gonna hold up. I don't want something that's a toy. And I don't know. Having the flipper tab not there is a little bit nicer. This is nice because you got the finger safe. You know, so. But no, I'm excited to try 154 CM. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this knife in general and 154 CM. It's actually quite thick blade stock, believe it or not. I mean, it thins out pretty good, but it's actually pretty thick. I mean, compared to even the bug out, I mean, look at that. Look how much thicker that is. You know, I'm kind of curious. I mean, you got about the same amount of width here, but the native fives definitely slim out. So I don't know. I mean, being a sheep foot style, you know, maybe it's just better as doing it like that. Maybe you want that more robust nature. Um, we'll see. Maybe this will become more of a harder use knife. I mean, with the titanium scales and stuff, and um, you know, I like this pocket clip's actually kind of cool. I'm not like, oh, I have to have deep carry or I have to have not deep carry. It is what it is. I mean, this one's not deep carry. I mean, obviously the bug out is deep carry. The Spyderco, I had when I got this knife, I actually had a lynch clip on it, and I took it off because I actually prefer the non-deep carry better. When I upgraded to this one, I went with the non-deep carry, and then this one does have the deep carry pocket clip, but in my opinion, I'm not finicky and fussy about, you know, should I have deep carry or not deep carry. So I'm excited to see what this knife entails. You know, I'm excited to see if I like the 154 CM. I'm excited to see if this knife is, you know, I mean, for a sub $100 knife, basically, which is really good for getting titanium with 154 CM, and you know, it's got great action on it. That's out pretty much out of the box. You know, I've been playing with it a little bit, but you know, obviously this is, you know, it's got to still break in. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little unboxing video, say that I'm still doing knives. I still do knife content. It's just I haven't really been as involved with the knife stuff. I actually want to do another knife video where I talk about my one of the most controversial knives on my page, believe it or not, has besides the Benchmade bug out, but is my reef knife. The one that everyone's like, oh, it's overpriced for what it is, blah 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 blah, and all this stuff, and I'm like, I've had that thing for over a year now, and I'll give you my thoughts on it because I think it's a really great knife, but I think you would find it interesting, my thoughts. So, guys, take care of yourselves. If I don't see you, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you like to celebrate or not celebrate. You know, winter, this, solstice, whatever you feel like is coming up and you want to partake in, it's up to you. Doesn't affect me. Not in a mean way. But yeah, take care, guys. Stay safe out there. Be good.